Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalist videos. Before we do anything else, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and if you haven't done so yet, check out my Instagram for more Mignon Cobra goodness. Today's minimalistic video is going to be top 6 dumbest purchases of my 20s. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo! I'm making this video because my how to be a frugal minimalist video did really well. So I figured who better than me to make another one of these YouTube tags. So I'll be starting with my least to my worst dumb purchases of my 20s. Number 1, fake makeup palettes. I don't even know what I was thinking with this. When I was in Shanghai, in those like little cute young teen stores, young youth stores, they had a lot of fake stuff, and among them were Urban Decay palettes, and I don't know. When I was in China, I was just having so much fun, and I thought I'd pick up a fake makeup palette, and I bought several. I bought the Urban Decay, I think the third one. I mean, later on, when I went to Canada, I bought a real one. I will just mention why it was such a dumb purchase. First of all, the powders were shit. Once I bought the real one and I compared, I was like, wow, what was I thinking? In addition, it's not even like the real is so good and the fake wasn't that bad. The fake was pretty bad. The pigmentation was not good. Secondly, it's kind of immoral. I shouldn't be supporting the fake and counterfeit industries. Number 2, hair dyes. So if you've been following my channel for some time, you'll know that I went on a hair journey about 3, maybe 4 years now, where I stopped dyeing my hair. So if you see from the bottom here, this little piece here, this is all that is left of my dyed hair. The rest of all of this is natural virgin hair that I have not touched or processed or done anything to. Such a long journey. Anyway, for all of my 20s, I had this nasty habit where I was just constantly dyeing my hair brown. I was trying to achieve ash brown hair, and I pretty much dyed my hair like every month. Every month, as the new roots would grow in, I would go out and I'd buy a hair dye box. It would range in prices. Sometimes if I felt bougie, I would buy expensive Japanese import hair dye, which would cost me like 20 Canadian. God, it just pains me to think, like, what was I thinking? $20 is like not small money, especially to be spending on hair dye that I buy like once a month. Sometimes I'd cheap out and I'd buy whatever I find at Shoppers, but still, that is a lot of money to be spending 20 bucks a month for X amount of years. Not only did this ruin my hair, it was expensive. I had to use them once a month. Every time my roots grew out, it was a waste of time. I had to bother Will to do it because I can't really like see the back of my head. Bad for the environment. Number 3, middle class luxury handbag. One is kind of like, that's why I put it in the middle. It's not a complete waste of money. If you've seen some of my other videos, I still do own my luxury handbags that I purchased in my early 20s. I think the first luxury handbag that I bought is like that pink duffel bag, Coach bag. I still have it. It's really good quality, still here. I guess it's a decade old. But do I use it often? Not really. Does it still bring me the same kind of joy that I did when I initially bought it? No. Was it a good purchase? No. That's why, but it made me happy back then. And when I look at it, I still have like fond memories. So it's not the dumbest purchase, but it is a pretty dumb purchase. I mean, I think the bag cost me 200 Canadian. 200 Canadian could have bought me a lot of stocks. And if I bought $200 worth of stocks, instead of buying that bag, I probably would have made a lot of dividends now, given that I bought it when I was 20 and I'm almost 30 this year. So that would have been 10 years worth of dividends just for a freaking bag. That is one of my dumber purchases. Granted, I never really had much money because I kind of grew up poor, you know. If you've seen my other videos, I grew up on welfare, so I didn't have much money to spend. So I know compared to some other people who are like, their dumbest purchases were buying like a BMW, I didn't have that purchasing power, so for me, my dumbest purchases have been kind of minor. So yeah, I guess like that's why I say like a middle class luxury handbag. I never even have had $2,000 to my name to just like drop on a luxury handbag. So yeah, for me, $200 was a lot, and I stupidly spent it on a Coach bag that right now is just sitting gathering dust. The next thing, the fourth thing, a bunch of cell phone cases. I was especially guilty of this when I owned an iPhone. I had the iPhone 4. I think like that was the most trendy phone at the time, and like there were so many phone cases, and I would just spend my money on them. Sometimes I'd spend like I would go to P Mall and I would buy some as cheap as $5 and some as expensive as $20. I think the most expensive one I had was $20 because they were like import from Asia, and I would buy them, you know, because I lived in Canada. It was a really dumb purchase because I mean, my phone is only one phone, and and I can only wear one case at a time. And even if I change my case every single day for a month, I'd still not hit all of my phone cases. It would run me into the next week of the next month. That many phone cases, a couple phone cases I think is fine, but 40 was excessive. So yeah, one, it was childish, it was a waste of money, it was cluttersome. I had a clear box that I put them in. Where are they now once I switched phones? I sold them off at a garage sale, and given how much I paid for them, I think I sold like a bunch and one shot for like $5, so waste of money there. Number 5, even dumber than the cell phone cases, was stuffed dolls. Will and I, we like to go to the claw machine, and we do that like after work or on the weekends, and we would just collect like little dolls and we just put it on our bed. And honestly, the memories were great, early in your dating life kind of thing to do, so I don't really hold it too much against it. But was it a waste of money? A little bit. not the memories, but maybe like dolls took up space on our bed. And I mean, beyond after the initial excitement of catching it in the machine, what did we do with the dolls? Like in the end, I ended up giving them away to like friends who have young kids. Alright, and the last one, the 6th thing that I wasted my money on. I save this for the end because right now my blood is boiling just thinking about it. God, I'm so angry. Like, I could swear, but I've decided not to swear in my channel. But my pretty, inexpensive, but low-spec MacBook. That MacBook was the bane of my life. Like, I cannot emphasize how much I freaking hated that MacBook. It was expensive. It was so expensive. It was a treat from my mom for my birthday when I went back to Canada. Done like 1 year's worth of research about what laptop I wanted to get for video editing. Before I had like an Acer that was just like a word processor. So I wanted something good. A lot of reviews that I watched, people were like raving about the MacBook Retina 13-inch, and they were like, it's an amazing like. If I didn't get that, then the runner-ups were gonna be like a VivoBook, like 13-inch stuff that was within the range of like an i5 or i7. I waited out and I ended up deciding to go with the MacBook because a lot of people said that like the video editing software was very smooth with a MacBook. So I was like, all right, you know what, we're gonna go for it. It was a little bit, and when I say a little bit, it was pricey. I bought an M3 core for I think Canadian 1,100, maybe, no, don't quote me on that. Some ridiculous amount of money for an M3, and it was, so the reason that this is stupid, if it worked fine, you know what, whatever. But the thing is, the amount of like the level of editing that I wanted my videos to be at could not be handled by the video processor, I suppose, the cores, and my MacBook fried after a year. But that wasn't enough to deter me. I would be video editing and then the folder of doom and my laptop would crash and it'd still push through. Like, I would reboot it up, I'd lose all my progress, and it was such a painful experience that I pushed myself through for 2 years. 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years. That doesn't sound too bad when I say it like that. No, almost 3 years. It was honestly almost 3 years. And I don't know why I didn't change sooner. Oh, I know why I didn't change sooner, because it was so damn expensive. So the reason that I say that this is the dumbest purchase of my 20s, I honestly, for cheaper price, $1,000 flat, could have gotten a much more powerful laptop that would have served me better. I would have made better content from the get-go, and maybe I would have saved myself so much anguish in terms of pushing out better quality content, so my channel would have been better, and I wouldn't be like wondering and pulling my hair out being like, I'm a piece of because my content sucks. Terrible experience. I think if I could go back in time, that's something that I would definitely stop myself from doing. And another thing that kills me is that I took it to the MacBook store to try to figure out what was wrong with it, and they were like this and that and whatever, but they're like, at the time, I think shortly after a year, they were still willing to take it back because they couldn't identify that it was the motherboard that was fried, and they were going to give me a free iPhone in exchange for it. And in my freaking stupidity about how much money I had paid, or I guess my mom paid, I was like, no, I'm going to hang on to it and figure out what's wrong with it. That's the part that kills me. Just kills me. Like, I always let Will know. I'm like, Will, when I think about that, I just want to cry. I can look back on it now and laugh because I have a much better MacBook. Oh my god, laptop. I have this workhorse of a babe. This is the i5 10th gen, and I got it on sale for 1,000 Canadian flat. So, and it's amazing. It's so powerful. That's the reason my video content has definitely gone up, because it can handle many more layers and the rendering speed is a lot more better. I guess if I had to use the analogy, my MacBook was like trying to ride a pony while being fat, and the pony went nowhere. Like if the pony was by itself, it could just run really smoothly. Like that MacBook, if I just opened up Word, it would work like a charm. But once I started like put heavy stuff on it, the pony just fell and died. So this time around, I was like, you know what? No, I want a workhorse. I want a thick, heavy-duty, cheap mother of a workhorse, and that's what I bought with this one. So it's kind of akin to putting on a very like light child on a giant, like those horses that plow fields. Just put a child on it and it can run so fast. Like editing is so pleasurable. Like it's so smooth. It's like cutting butter with a hot knife. So I love my laptop. Anyway, before this video gets way too rambly, I'm gonna wrap it up here. These are the 6 dumbest purchases of my 20. If you guys want to leave any comments down below talking about some dumb purchases you guys have done in the past, leave it down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, check out my Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!